Now that my lovely airline chicken breasts are all nicely prepared, I'm going to season them, of course, with a little bit of salt and pepper, just all the way around them. You want to make sure and give them lots of flavor. Alrighty, and then the next thing we're going to do, we're not breading it, we're just dredging. Okay, and all dredging means is just press your product, whatever meat it is, just into the flour so you kind of get a little coating of flour. And this helps the skin to get that nice brown, crispy, caramelized flavor on the outside. It's so good. So in my flour I just have some salt and pepper, and I threw a little granulated garlic. You know I love granulated garlic. I think it holds up better than just regular garlic powder. Okay, and this is all I'm doing. Ta-da! How easy was that? So just a nice little coating of flour, and it actually feels nice and silky. I love the feel of food, not just the taste. Alright, do my second one. And I think my pan is all heated up. I'm going to throw a little oil into there, and I'm going to get my chicken breast going. Alright, I got my frying pan heated up to medium-high heat, and I'm just going to get a little bit of healthy canola oil. And it's my favorite cooking oil. Now I'm just going to spread that around. And we really don't need a lot. Probably only about a teaspoon. Maybe a little bit more. Alright, can we hear that sizzle so we know it's ready? I can feel that heat coming off of there. I'm going to get my chicken breast. We always want to start with a presentation side down. So that's going to be our lovely chicken skin. Alright, get that in the pan. And you really want to leave just a little bit of room in between so we get a nice caramelization and we're not getting the steam, so it's going to make it a soggy mess. Now I'm not going to completely cook the chicken breast on the stove top, because if we did that it would get really dried out really quickly. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as that chicken skin is nice and crispy, I'm going to flip them over and throw the whole pan in the oven with my handy dandy thermometer that has a little stick. You stick it right into the chicken breast, and when it's the correct temperature, 165, or you may want to take it out a little bit early, about 160, it's going to beep at me, and then I know when it's ready to come out. The real problem with getting dried out chicken is that people cook it way too long. You only need to cook it to 165 in order to get to safe temperatures, and that way you're left with nice, juicy, delicious chicken and not a dried out mess. Alright, here we go. Time for the flip. Oh yeah. Alright, set a little light on that subject. Alright, here is my probe. Alright, just going to stick it into the thickest part of that chicken. And this wire is able to go into the stove, so it's okay that it's going in there. I'm going to get this into the oven, and when it beeps at me, I know it's ready. Now remember, I said we're not wasting any of this chicken. We're not even wasting those brown bits on the pan. Okay, so I took my chicken out. It was really quick to cook, honestly. And I got it on a cutting board, and it's going to rest, and it's going to come up to the temperature. And when you let things rest, the juices redistribute, and you're not going to lose all those juices when you cut into it. Alright, so I got my pan back on the heat. I'm going to turn it down just slightly, and watch out for the facial. This is some apple cider. I'm just going to get that into the pan. Alright, good. Not too bad. Now, take a spoon, or if you have a stainless steel, you can use your tongs or metal spatula, but this is Teflon, so I don't want to scrape up the bottom of my pan. All right, I got a nice apple cider in there, and what that's doing is basically cleaning off the bottom of the pan, and it's absorbing all those lovely browned bits of chicken, and it's going to give that apple cider just a little bit more chicken flavor. So I want to amp up the apple flavor, and I'm just going to use some my favorite unfiltered apple cider vinegar. Just probably about a tablespoon. And that was about a cup of apple cider. And this was from my last chicken adventure. I made chicken stock. And what I like to do is freeze it in ice cube trays. And then I have my stocksicles all ready. And I'm just going to get a couple in there. Probably about 2 stocksicles. And that's just going to round that flavor out, and they'll just melt in there, no problem. And what we're going to do is just let this stay on the heat, and that sauce is going to reduce down, and we will have a lovely sauce for our chicken. Alright, my apple cider chicken pan sauce has reduced down to basically just about a couple tablespoons there. Now this has a super concentrated apple flavor. So we're just going to round that flavor out. This is just a light butter, and a little bit of butter is okay to use, as long as you're not using a pound of butter and everything. This is what we like to call, in the cooking world, monter au beurre. It just basically means stick a little chunk of butter in at the end. Alright, and it's still warm, so it's just going to melt that butter. And it's just going to give that sauce a lovely sheen and just a rich, luscious mouthfeel. Now for the final step is we're just going to slice this breast and fan it out, just make it look a little bit fancier. If you're making a nice meal, you might as well make it look nice. Just feel a little bit more elegant. All right. Just pick that up, put it right on your plate, and I have a lovely version right here, and we're just going to get a little bit of that pan sauce, just drizzle it right over the chicken, and now for the best part, it's time to taste. Okay honey, let's try it, see what you think. I can already tell it's nice and juicy, very moist.
That's really good.
See how many more meals we can get out of that chicken. Cheers.
Cheers.